for the leaving the full moon eclipse energy. I'm Aldyn, the Twin Flame Psychic, and welcome Twin Flame, welcome Starseed, welcome Lightworker. However you identify, the truth is that you are a twin flame and you have a divine complement. And if you found yourself on this channel, I hope, and perhaps you are embracing that on whatever level is perfect for you to just keep on moving forward into more love. And that's perfect. So that's really all you ever have to do is just take the next step forward. So what I want to do for you is pull a few cards, channel a message for both the DM, the divine masculine, and the DF, the divine feminine, and talk about the full moon, which is in Taurus. And I could see the full moon from where I am in Southern California really well, but the eclipse so far not so much. It's been super cloudy, so I watched a little bit of it online, and that's been cool. And I was like, well, cool. So I'll hop on here and do a reading for you. Do a little bit of an energy. What's the word I'm looking for? An energy, like tapering down, like grounding. So yeah, it's a time to ground. The full moon is in Taurus. I'm looking at the cards over here, like, it's like already thinking about shuffling the cards. It's funny. So Taurus is, a very grounding sign. It's earth element and often associated with like even money, finances, but also comfort. It rules the second house in astrology, so stuff like that. And I talked about some of this, I believe, in my last video too, on the eclipse, which was also a live. More focused on channeling a divine masculine message and a little bit different. So check that out if you would like to go deeper, with the current energy and moving kind of almost out of November now. So let's shuffle the cards. I have some chakra cards just like in the picture. I don't know if the thumbnail will stay, but for now the thumbnail has the chakra cards. And the first card is forgiveness. Yeah, so it's really, and I've seen this, in a few different places coming up about emotions and not trying to contain your emotions, especially a container of anger is not really good, because you're basically trying to control there instead of move through them. You don't need to control. Your emotions aren't scary. They're not like too big to handle. I know it can feel like that, but this is the way that you're going to be able to be led to forgiveness. And sometimes that doesn't look all like cupcakes and stuff. So just be aware of that too. Like, don't be afraid of what you need to express to whoever that is, or even just work through your process if it's not necessarily appropriate to express whatever it is to that person at that time, or you're not sure. Don't be afraid though to express yourself somehow, and to really lift that heaviness off of your heart. Also remember that forgiveness always starts with you, and this is your heart chakra. This is green heart chakra energy. And so it really always comes back to the simple message of forgiving yourself. And I think sometimes we want to resist that, really though, it's just, it is that simple. So, you want to make it, you think like ego will tell you that it's easier to make it about someone else or something else. And it just isn't. But also it is a lot easier when, of course, the other person involved, accepts that, or like also wants to change and evolve with you. Now, when you're forgiving a party that doesn't appear to do that, well, first of all, if you believe the person's your twin flame, you really just need to then go within and work on what's being mirrored to you with the mirror exercise. And that's true really with anyone, but there is a different solution depending on, if you believe someone's your twin flame, or if it's someone else out in the world, or maybe, even a different kind of relationship, like family, friend kind of relationship. Well, if you can't move into a place of change and evolution, from this place of forgiveness, you need probably a really strong boundary. And sometimes you need just some kind of a boundary to begin to forgive. So don't be afraid as well to look at what kinds of boundaries you desire, what would feel good and respectful to you. But also it needs to come from a place of love and compassion. And so I feel like this is also a card for the divine feminine and going deeper with love and compassion in your heart, and letting that flower, letting that expand, and you creating a safe space for that. So then you're going to have that mirrored and amplified to you by your twin flame in some way when you do that. And that's positive, that gives you more space. And I don't know about you, but for me personally, I enjoy as much space, as I can get to just to be myself, right? Like that feels really good to me. So let's move on to the next card. The next card is listening. This card's come up in the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 readings. So I really feel like this is again a big thing for the divine masculine, going deeper with listening and clearing your throat chakra through listening. And this also creates space for the divine feminine to be able to forgive. So that is a nice combination. And one chakra leads to another. So in your energy, sometimes when you have a blockage in one chakra, you really can also go to the ones below and above to help you. And you might have a block kind of either in between them, or actually in a little bit of a different place than you thought, or you might have a deficiency, so to speak, in a chakra, and then an overactive another one. So sometimes we think of, if you don't want to make it complicated for yourself, but you also want to maybe go deeper. If what you're doing, you're like, I feel not grounded, I need to ground. So you're going out and putting your feet in the dirt, or you're just doing the mirror exercise, which is really great, and you're loving yourself, but you're still there's something that's not quite there. Just don't be afraid to get more clear on how you feel in your whole energy body and to be really present. And the mirror exercise will teach you that. That's linked below. Basically self-love, right? Self-love will take you there, but if it just isn't, just know that that is available to you, but the answer isn't outside of you. And so sometimes we think there's a block here, so I need to clear it, but the block isn't outside of you. So it's really again about listening to yourself and going deeper with that. So it's why are you doing even the mirror exercise? Why are you doing it? Are you doing it to get a result? Well, yeah, I mean, sure, yes, but there has to be something deeper there. You're really doing it to truly commune with the divine. And when you're doing anything for that purpose, that's gonna get you ultimately the results you're desiring deep down anyway, because that's where your love and where your bliss is. So that's a nice little message there. Let's move on. Let's pull a couple more cards for this eclipse that's lasting still a little bit longer. And if you're catching this afterwards, let's see what this card is. It just kind of wasn't, it was hanging out at the bottom. The courage of your love. It actually kind of looks like eclipsey. That's totally not a word, but it kind of is almost. So yeah. Anyways, it's looks like a pair right there. Looks twin flamey. And yeah, the courage of your love. Well, don't be afraid to be courageous. This eclipse energy can kind of show you where you can reset, rebalance, and that does help you to be more courageous in certain areas of your life because you feel more stable. So you tap into that, you know, like tap into that energy, whatever that means to you. And courage doesn't mean like go skydiving. I mean, it could, that's fine. But sometimes courage just means like sharing your authentic self, you know, where you couldn't before, or yeah, like sharing your healing can be very courageous and also very helpful. So a lot of times the things that are super compassionate and helpful are also very courageous as well. Now I'm going to shuffle these cards because that one, yeah, that was like just kind of popped out. But I want to pull another Rumi Oracle card for some kind of twin flame union energy message, basically. So let's see what we have, okay? This is like one of the first cards I ever got from this deck. Like when I, you know, shuffled and pulled cards for the very first time, which was a while ago. She offers the sacred wine, so drink. So, I mean, you know, if you're into drinking wine, cool. But I mean, the underlying message of this card is really like like a letting loose of, you know, just choosing to do something to go with the flow. I was not really planning on, you know, going live around this time. And then when I was like, well, I'll go on TikTok, you know. And then I was like, well, I have energy to do this. But when I kept on trying to like push myself either against it or to do it, I didn't want to do it and I didn't want to not do it. Because, you know, it's late and I'm like, am I tired? Like, what's going on here? But then when I just kind of like went with what I wanted to do and surrendered, and I was like, I might be going to bed now. And then I was like, nope, I'm not, you know? And so that's kind of really the energy of this card, whatever that means to you, is like just surrendering, and not just surrendering, but also like allowing whatever's within you and ready, like that kinetic energy to be expressed in a way that feels really just easy to you. And when you have more of that balance, you know, that we're talking about in this card, you're gonna be able to flow more, and that feels nice, you know? Feels nice. I mean, she looks like she's enjoying herself. Done the mirror exercise lots lately. Okay, commitment. This comes up a lot for clients, is yeah, being able to commit to your journey, because it's like, well, what am I committing to? It just looks like I'm committing to, you know, doing the mirror exercise and stuff, or I'm committing to this person that isn't even talking to me, or what am I committing to? Yeah, I mean, you're committing to the divine, and you know, look how beautiful this card is too. And you are committing to your twin flame journey, but it's not just you and your twin flame, there's a higher power, right? And then you are committing to a whole teaching, to Jeff and Shalia's work. And so if you're like wondering about that, or how does that all fit together, well, it is a whole system, and everything is very holistic, and it's beautiful, and it's also a very efficient way to ascend. So if you're into your ascension journey, but you don't know how, or you're like, well, I've done, you know, lots of meditation or whatever, maybe you're not, don't have a spiritual background, whatever the case is, you probably know what commitment is. And commitment is a very like spiritual, like a very grounded spiritual like quality. And it really continues to take you deeper into the inner work and to clearing the blocks to your harmonious twin flame union. So it is a key component to really tap into. It builds self-trust. It builds, I want to say self-reliance, but also that reliance originates from the divine, but there's like a reliance and a resilience as well with commitment, because you know, when you're committed, the music kind of paused there for a second, like, what's that? So, yeah, when you're committed to something though, and you know, maybe the music was kind of showing, even when there is a pause, when nothing's happening, or when you're being tested, your commitment that you've cultivated can still carry you through. It's not separate from your faith and everything when it's really real, right? So yeah, just, and sometimes you feel committed, like you're like, I'm so committed, and then all of a sudden things come up, upheaval happens, and you don't feel like, you feel a little unstable in that place, and that's where you're actually being called to go deeper with commitment. So at one time, the level of commitment that you held to whatever it is, you might be, first of all, uprooting more exterior commitments that you were thinking were the inner commitment that you were like attaching to, which is like fine, that's how we learn. We have to be committed to doing certain things, but we also, as you go deeper, like, you realize it's not the doing of the things, it's a deeper commitment within, and it's to God and to yourself, and then to your twin flame, and then everyone else. And so it can be, I don't really want to say hard, because it's actually really easy to do it that way, but it can be challenging, and there's so much programming that we go through to be committed to maybe putting everyone else first, or putting things in some other kind of order. But when you really tap into it, my arm's getting tired, it's funny. Yeah, when you really tap into it, like, you recognize that there's an ease in commitment. The commitment is actually very freeing. So that's like really the message of the eclipse too, is a sense of freedom. Resetting and balance is also, there's a lot of freedom in that, because you don't feel very free when you feel unbalanced. At least, if you know what I mean, like, it's just, because it feels then like your energy is going to rebalancing yourself, or it feels like you need the balance but you don't know how to get back to that place. And then that's another question: do you go back to the old balance? And the answer is really no, not if you want to continue to ascend, but you go to your true balance. And that might be like somewhere that you've been before, but when you really clear the blocks to that place, like sustainably, it's very beautiful and blissful, and it's not something that you really leave. It is an unchanging balance at the same time. So yeah, I guess you could call it a paradox if you want, but it's really just one of those things. It's an eternal, dance. It's alive, your balance. So let's pull one more Rumi card. Okay, this came up in my Twin Flame Romance Reading Newsletter. This was the last card that I just pulled for the eclipse, actually. Another very eclipse, this is very eclipse looking, and it's number 11 for Twin Flames. And it's the Sacred Convergence. Yeah, and this is really about coming together. It's about not just coming together with your twin flame, but coming together for a higher purpose. And so going deeper with your purpose as well for both twin flames, for both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And don't be afraid to, like, if you feel called to focus on that a bit and maybe express yourself through some kind of creative thing that you're really wanting to go deeper with. Or whatever you feel like your purpose is. Maybe you have either a side business or a business that you've gone all in with, or maybe you just have a job you're exploring. But your purpose is expressed in whatever it is that you're doing, however it is that you're serving. Just know that there's something about what you're doing right now that is perfect for you, whether you absolutely love it, or you kind of hate it. So as you move through whatever feelings are uncomfortable or stagnant or whatever, then you can really fully love yourself in the places that need to be loved, so that you can transcend and move to the next level. And that's even true. It goes back to the commitment card. Even if you're doing something you absolutely love, sometimes the thing you love becomes stagnant as well, because you're not committed to the thing, you're committed to love. Right? And love's going to take you into a place where your purpose continues to expand, especially as you go, as you become more harmonious in your vibration with your union, with the true vibration of your union within, with your twin flame, and you harmonize with that truth in your reality and you're manifesting it. Well, then your purpose is bound to in some way evolve too, right? Whether it looks small on the outside or big, or whether it's just a breakthrough or sometimes it doesn't look so good at first. Sometimes it looks like the old is crumbling. And it might be that you built some of your foundation on a false belief. And it's really important to have compassion for yourself, because that's not a bad thing. You know that, first of all, that happened, but also that you're undoing that is actually a really beautiful thing. And it's an eternal gift to yourself. It's taking you closer and closer to your highest self much more quickly than you otherwise would. And so yeah, just don't be afraid of that, but also, you know, yes, look out for yourself and take care of your foundation if and when, as that happens, if there's any kind of undoings in your life, whether it's relationships, a change in purpose, or there's, you know, changes happen and they are good things. So don't be afraid of them, but also tend to your foundation in, yeah, a balanced way that can feel easy. It's okay for you to have ease in your life. It's appropriate. And the more that you really believe and feel that for yourself, the more it can come true, the more you can attract that into your life and have that as your self-fulfilling prophecy. So that's a really nice reminder for you. And then we're going to finish it up with some crystal angel cards. I feel like these are very good, like Eclipse Energy cards. You know, and I use them a lot. They're also very pretty. And so, let's see, the suspense of shuffling the cards, you know. Okay, here we go. Amethyst. I'm wearing some amethyst earrings. They're kind of hidden, but anyways, revealing your true self. Revealing your true self. This is a really beautiful reminder. It's encouraging you to go deeper with your intuition. As you allow others to know the real you, you'll feel loved for who you truly are. Amen. Okay, and this is very true for your twin flame. So as you get to know yourself and you're able to live from that place, express from that place, that does bring more ease into your life, and it also attracts your twin flame to you, because that's how they recognize you, because that's how they're created too. Like, they're created as their authentic selves, just like you are, but since you're one soul blueprint, you actually recognize each other in that place perfectly, and it's undeniable. So as you clear the blocks, like your true twin flame is not going to deny it, and there is going to be a magnetic power that just makes it easy for you to come together, but you also don't want to resist it, and you want to do your part. There might be divine action to take. So it's not like just about laying there and, you know, someone comes and gives you a pedicure kind of thing, manicure. I don't know what's holding on my hand. I always get those two confused, but you know what I'm saying. And I mean, it could be both, but ped equals foot, mani equals hand, like manos. Yeah, that right? Yeah. So anyways, oh, I got a little notification from something else that came through. Yeah, just that little ding is a reminder, like, ding, you know, when you've really, like, kind of tapped into a part of yourself, really embrace that, and take some time to celebrate that for yourself, because that's an achievement, and it's not something that society would necessarily have you celebrate. And I think it's important to do that because it also helps you ground that, and to, like, just, yeah, to, like, fully realize where your essence is. And you may go deeper with that, and you don't need to hold on to that, but just to recognize it and to celebrate it from a peaceful, easy place. Okay, so yeah, revealing your true self. And I just did a very short reading if you want to check out my shorts, and it's pretty funny because I pulled Moonstone. I thought it was funny. I mean, I didn't laugh in the video, but for the eclipse, and let's pull from that deck now that I'm talking about it. I'm like, oh, you know, one more crystal card is gonna be perfect. So let's do that. And that's gonna wrap up this energy really nicely. This is from Eternal Crystals, oracle. Okay. This is, pipestone, and its ancestors' root chakra. So this is actually taking you to that place, like I want to say like almost beyond ancestral healing, like your true authentic self. So you're undoing and healing, like even epigenetic, if you want to say, or ancestral patterns. And you can do that, in my experience, with the mirror exercise and also with the mind alignment process. I have links below. If I think the mind alignment process link will redirect to the website, but if not, I will change that. So yeah, it's really beautiful work, the work that I do in my practice as a twin flame ascension coach, and also that, you know, I practice myself, and it is based off of Jeff and Shalia's twin flame teachings. And so all of the resources are below. And, you know, if you found this video helpful, I really encourage you to hit that like button, because it's going to help other people see this video, and it's going to help the logarithm. And, you know, so it's a really, like, it's a nice, very easy service that you can provide if you want, you know, other people to benefit from this video as well. And if you enjoyed it, then also subscribe, because then you'll get notifications, and I do tend to go live, and so that kind of, you know, should trigger that. And it's nice to have you subscribed, you know, and it's an easy way to show support, but also to then, yeah, like share this channel with other people, because by you subscribing and liking, you're literally basically saying like, hey, I want to share what I just experienced. So that is appreciated, and also appreciated by anyone else who would also value this message. And it is really created to be a timeless message. So anytime that you're watching this, just remember that this is perfect for you at this very time. And I will catch you later. And yeah, take care. Have a beautiful rest of your day or evening ahead. See you next time, okay? Peace.